10-point games.
Hello and welcome to the Monsters in the Middle How to Play video series. In these videos, we're introducing the games that can currently be played with the Monsters in the Middle game system. Please note that we're using prototype versions for these videos, and final artwork, components, and labels may be different from those referenced here. This game is called the Champions Duel. In the game, players work as the heroes to knock out the monsters. You will KO a monster by playing all 6 numbered basic attack cards on it. This game is played in rounds, with each player taking one turn in a round. For this game, each player needs their full deck of 30 basic attack cards and 7 of their focus cards, all 3 treasure cards, all 3 recovery cards, and the multi-weapon attack card. The 12 numbered monster cards are shared by all players, and each player will select a hero avatar. Before you set up the game, each player draws 1 card randomly from their basic attack deck. The player with the highest number can choose to either take the first turn or select their player avatar first. After selecting player avatars and determining turn order, you can start setting up the game. To set up the game, each player shuffles all of their basic attack cards and their 7 focus cards together to make their attack decks. Shuffle the 12 numbered monsters and place the monster deck in the middle of the play area. Each player then draws the top 6 cards of their attack deck into their hands without revealing them to their opponents. Turn over the top monster card and place it near the monster deck. This is the first shared monster for the game. Now you are ready to play. On your first turn, draw the top card from the monster deck and place it in front of you. This is your monster. Players can only draw 1 monster a turn, and they may only have 2 monsters in play at a time. After revealing a monster, you may then play up to 5 cards from your hand on any of the active monsters. You can only score points by KOing the shared monster or your own monsters, but you can play cards on your opponent's monsters to try and prevent them from scoring KOs. You can only play a basic attack card with a number that is 1 higher or 1 lower than the number showing on a monster stack. If you have a 6 in your hand, you may only play that on a 5. If you have a 2, you may play that on a 1 or a 3. You may play more than 1 of each number on a monster, but only the first card of each number counts towards the KO. Focus cards can be played at any time during your turn. Any focus card acts as a wild card, letting you play another card you want, regardless of the number, on top of it. In addition to this, the treasure cards and recovery cards have additional benefits. Treasure cards count as bonus points if they're captured when a monster is KO'd. Recovery cards let you take 2 of the top 3 cards from a monster stack and place them on another monster stack in any order. If you play at least 1 card, you can end your turn without a penalty. If you can't play any cards on your turn, you must shuffle your hand back into your attack deck and draw a new hand of cards, or discard one of your active monsters and all the cards played on it. At the end of a round, any active monster with one of each of the 6 different basic attack cards played on it is KO'd and scored. Extra KOs are scored for any treasure cards captured on the KO'd monster, and any basic attack cards that match the monster's elemental weakness and count towards the KO. Players take the scored cards as tokens to track their totals. Cards that are not taken as scoring tokens are placed out of play. When a shared monster is KO'd, count the total shield icons from each player's deck. The player who contributed the most cards to the KO takes any KOs on the shared monster. You use the A1 hero abilities in this game. Player abilities are automatically triggered when the appropriate in-game conditions are met. If you want to use the optional Take That mechanisms from the cross powers, take a cross power reference card X1 during game setup. If using these powers, captured monsters are placed face up on top of the X1 card. Players who wish to activate the monster's cross power must turn the appropriate monster face down and place it under the X1 reference card. At the end of the game, face down monsters which are under the X1 card do not count towards the player's KO total. There are 4 game end conditions, 2 of which end in victory and 2 of which end in defeat. The game ends in victory if either all 12 monsters are KO'd or any player plays their entire attack deck, including their hand cards. If the game ends because all 12 monsters have been KO'd, players tally their KO totals, and the player with the fewest remaining cards to play, including both their hand and deck cards, takes 1 bonus KO. If the game ends because one player has played all 37 of their cards, that player takes 2 bonus KOs. Any player who also plays the last of their cards during the round takes 1 bonus KO. The game ends in defeat if a player passes a turn and there aren't enough monsters to replace their active monster, or if they pass their turn and they don't have enough cards to draw a new hand of cards from their deck. When a game ends in defeat, the player who triggered the defeat loses 2